There's just a few points within this video that I wanted to respond to and address. Specifically about how we are water, and water's structure has the ability to change, and he addresses the point of having an opportunity to change ourselves positively or negatively in relation to Emoto's research of water and how certain environments and influences directly can change the structure of water. And the point was given that we have an opportunity as water, as ourselves, being that the body is made up of more than 70% of water, we have the ability to change ourselves. But he makes the point of changing ourselves through positivity or negativity, and that we have free choice to decide what kind of music, pictures, and information we prefer to affect our senses. And then he goes on to say that we have free choice to decide whether we watch TV news with negativity and stress ourselves to the point where false messiahs can take advantage of us by promising the best for all. Going back just a little bit, what I wanted to address was this point of positivity and negativity, and what specifically, as he touches on, what we allow to affect our senses, in that we have free choice to decide these different things that influence or affect us. What is interesting is that within these words there is no awareness of the fact that music or pictures or information or news or anything outside of us actually has the power to influence or affect us. That is, through our own abdication and our own giving away of our power. Emoto's studies and research on water structure and pictures of the crystalline formations of the water in relation to certain words and music. You can see distinct differences in music of Beethoven and heavy metal, or the word love, or the word Adolf Hitler. So the point is that it is through our own reactions, it is through our own acceptances and allowances of what influences that actually creates that which we see, that which we experience. So to say that we have free choice to decide whether we watch TV news with negativity or stress ourselves, there is nothing outside of us. Nothing outside of us, music, pictures, information that we see or hear, people, TV or movies or any of these things, they don't actually have the direct power to influence or affect us or stress us out. That is through our own allowance of it. The point that we have reactions to these things and define these things according to polarity, either being positive or negative, is simply accepting that principle of polarity. It's accepting the fact that something is positive and something is negative when it is equal in one. So it's really through our own self-judgments and our own definitions of these things that allow these things to exist as is. It is really what we allow, what we react to, what we allow as our experience. So to react to something or to say something is negative and that we shouldn't look at that or hear that, or basically it's this idea of turning the other cheek and just focusing on the positive is pure deception, because that exists, and that judgment of the negative as something that is bad, it exists, and we allow it and perpetuate its existence through saying that that's real, that I can't look at that, that's negative, I must focus only on the positive. It's accepting that equation of positive and negative. What I've experienced for myself is that I have been my whole life very reactive, and had much fear, and allowed a lot of things outside of me to influence me in the experience of myself. And what I have found, and what destiny has given to me and allowed me to realize for myself, is that I am responsible, and I am able to be self-responsible for what it is that I allow within my experience, so that these things don't actually have to have an effect on me or influence me in the way that I experience myself. I'm able to be here simply, stable here, breathing, non-reactive, and just, becoming equal to the point in non-reactiveness. So it's also to realize that it's about the point of observation. It is the observer that creates what is being observed. It is through our own definitions of what is that creates that point. So it's like someone might have a feeling or emotion or an idea or a thought about Adolf Hitler particularly, and it might be, very strong emotions and feelings, and someone else might see it in a different perspective or have no emotion or feeling about the word or the person Adolf Hitler, and there would be two different outcomes. It really is based on the observer. So it's interesting because I experienced much of my life this more recently, in the last 5 years, I experienced this, turn away from the negative and focus only on the positive. Don't watch the news. Don't look at reality for what it really exists, because it's all negative, and that's only fueling the negativity. And really, I was just deliberately existing in ignorance. I didn't want to face what was actually here. I did not want to face the starvation and the abuse and the murder and the raping and the greed and the manipulation and the overall unnecessary things that exist in this world. But in the end, I was only deliberately deceiving myself in not wanting to see these points, because in seeing these and realizing that that is what is actually here, one becomes self-responsible in taking responsibility for what is here. So the only choice that we have is to either become responsible for ourselves, or to continue to give our power away to something outside of ourselves to influence us. And that is why we are in the state that we are in. That is why the world exists the way that it does, because no one is willing to take responsibility for themselves and what they allow to influence them or to affect them. Yeah, I guess that's all I have for this point. So, thank you.